Welcome to Standard Chartered Money Insights, a podcast series by Standard Chartered Bank that brings you market views and insights on the go.
Welcome to Cut to the Chase. Today is Tuesday, the 23rd of September. I'm Daniel Lam, your host for the podcast. Lately, we've been giving a few updates on Chinese equities. But how about Indian equities, which is the other prominent equity market in Asia ex-Japan? Well, Indian equities have been quite resilient with all these tariff threats from the US. Now, as we talked about before, India is quite a domestically driven economy. Arguably, domestic stimulatory policies from the Indian government may have an even bigger bang for the buck effect compared to Chinese government's domestic stimulatory policies on China. Recently, the Indian government announced a complete revamp of the goods and services, i.e. GST structure, including the broad rationalization of GST rates. The bulk of mass consumption items now attract lower GST rates of 5% and 12%, while elimination of an additional levy on most products except for tobacco helps simplify the GST process. So all these improves economic efficiencies because lower rates and simplification of the process supports consumption growth and the ease of doing business, leading to a positive impact on India's medium-term growth prospects. We estimate the annualized benefit of the measures to be around 60 basis points of GDP. Furthermore, lower GST rates will support a more benign CPI trajectory, lowering prices by about 50 basis points annualized, thus supporting lower interest rates. So, in our view, policy support via both fiscal, i.e. GST and income tax cuts, and monetary, for example, 100 basis points of front-loaded RBI easing and liquidity-boosting measures. They come ahead of the festive season. They are likely to support a revival in domestic demand and corporate earnings. In our view, India's earnings cycle is bottoming out, and foreign investor positioning is low right now. Also, India has underperformed global equities over the last year. For example, the one-year return of MSCI India was minus 3%, versus MSCI World at plus 18%. Also, there's relatively better valuations since the start of the year. These are all additional tailwinds for Indian equities. So therefore, we continue to see bright prospects for Indian equities. It is a core holding within our overweight allocation to Asia ex-Japan equities. We prefer consumer discretionary and financial sectors, which we expect will benefit from stimulatory policies. That's all from me for today. As always, if you enjoy this podcast, please don't forget to rate and like it. Thanks for listening, and we wish you a happy day ahead.
Thank you for listening to Standard Chartered Money Insights, a podcast series by Standard Chartered Bank. For more details, visit Market Views on the Go on our website or click the link in the description.